Dear viewers, the topic which we will discuss today is was the military action in the then East Pakistan inevitable? Because it's now the 50th anniversary of the proclamation or the independence of Bangladesh, which was announced by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman after the military operation, that is 26th of March, via a radio message in which he declared about the independence of Bangladesh. So it's 50 years. And that was basically, it's a long debate that how it happened, why East Pakistan, which was basically a majority province of Pakistan, and the Bengali population was 55%. So was the military operation inevitable? Because that is something which we have to understand, that had there not been military operation in the then East Pakistan, perhaps Pakistan would have remained united. There are a couple of things which we have to remember while responding to the question that was military operation inevitable 50 years ago. The first is, of course, the election results of December 1970, which led to a very strange situation, that Awami League got overwhelming majority in the then East Pakistan, got the majority of 162 seats out of 300 assembly members. But all the 162 members were from East Pakistan, the then East Pakistan. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's Pakistan People's Party got 81 seats from West Pakistan, and particularly from the provinces of Punjab and Sindh, but PPP had no seat in the then East Pakistan. So that type of a verdict was something which raised questions about how the two political parties, having no representation in their provinces, each other's provinces except. So what should be the arrangement? There was one country and there were two contenders for the post of Prime Minister. But certainly the fact basically that the majority party, that is the Awami League, should have been invited by the then military regime of General Yahya Khan to form the government. So when Yahya Khan visited Dhaka in the middle of January 1971, so after meeting Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and he basically invited Sheikh Mujib to visit West Pakistan in order to create goodwill, in order to dispel apprehensions against his 6 points. But Sheikh Mujibur Rahman disappointed Yahya Khan, and Yahya Khan was very angry, to the extent that he sent a note to the then governor of East Pakistan, Admiral Hassan, that tell Sheikh Mujib about his angerness. So Sheikh Mujib's refusal to visit West Pakistan, that further augmented suspicions, as far as the military generals or the army generals were concerned, about the fact that Sheikh Mujibur Rahman had basically promised to General Yahya Khan that he would be all the way for one country, and his 6 points were flexible. But then after winning elections, his mood changed, his attitude changed. So the generals, particularly the hawkish generals, were very much disturbed about the attitude of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and that prompted Bhutto to exploit the situation. As Bhutto claiming that he represented West Pakistan, and without the consent of West Pakistan, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman will not be allowed to proceed with his 6 points. So that is what was the situation. And then, of course, when it became clear to the hawkish journals, and even Yahya Khan, as I said, was quite angry with Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. So the Larkana plan, which basically was a scheme whereby Z.A. Bhutto, who was at that time represented the majority of the provinces, the majority seats from West Pakistan, Punjab and Sindh particularly. So he invited Yahya Khan and his generals to Larkana for hunting. But that was basically a plan, a scheme, how to prevent Mujib, how to basically teach Bengalis a lesson, and the very idea of military action was reinforced during the meetings which were held in Larkana in early February 1971. And the die was cast when the National Assembly session, which was scheduled to be held on 3rd of March 1971, was postponed by the regime of Yahya Khan on 1st March without giving any date. So it triggered violence in the then East Pakistan, and the Bengalis, they made it clear that they had no trust, as far as the military regime of East Pakistan and the elites of West, military regime of dominated by West Pakistan and the elites of West Pakistan, that they will never ever hand over power to the majority party. And the triggering of violence, it led to the bloodbath, and then from March 15th to March 24th, efforts were made for a dialogue, efforts were made for some sort of arrangement between East and West Pakistan, to the extent that President Yahya, he reached Dhaka on the 15th of March, and then came Mr. Z.A. Bhutto, and then came other leaders from West Pakistan, and then hectic negotiations were held. But such negotiations failed on 24th of March, and March 23rd was very crucial because that was the Pakistan Day, and the whole of Bangladesh, it was celebrated as the day of independence, and Bangladeshi flags were hoisted in the whole of East Pakistan except Governor House, except the martial law headquarters. Even in Radio Pakistan, even in television, Pakistan Television Dhaka station, Bangladeshi flags were displayed, and the Pakistani flags were removed. So that further antagonized, that further made the journals very much against Awami League and against Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, that how dare Awami League insulted the Pakistani flag, how dare they basically talked about independence Bangladesh. And by the way, on March 7th 1971, when there was the public meeting which was arranged by Awami League, and which was a huge public meeting, and in that public meeting Sheikh Mujibur Rahman didn't announce unilateral declaration of independence, but he said all such things, that he will not allow further exploitation of East Pakistan. He demanded an end of martial law, he demanded the withdrawal of the military and things like that. So after March 24th, when it became clear that talks had failed, and even before March 24th, the arrangements for the military operation, which was codenamed as Operation Searchlight, that was finalized, and basically it was that how General Rauf Farman Ali, who was advisor to the governor, and Khadim Hussain Raja, who was the General Officer Command of Dhaka, Major General Khadim Hussain Raja, and he wrote in his, he has written in his book, a very good book, Stranger in My Own Country, that how the plan for the military operation was made. And these two generals, they wrote the paper, the concept paper about the military operation, and when it became clear that talks had failed, so the military operation was launched. That was the end of Pakistan. I think had there been some arrangement, had there been some agreement between Awami League and Pakistan People's Party, and also Yahya Khan, President Yahya Khan, had they been flexible, had they kept the future of the country in their mind, military operation wouldn't have been launched. And the military operation is called, something which shouldn't have taken place. But there is another viewpoint supporting the military operation, and that viewpoint concentrates on few things. The first is that the attitude, the behavior of Awami League was intolerable. They were basically involved in the killings of non-Bengalis, the looting of their properties. They were the ones who, the hardliners, were instigating Mujib to declare independence from Pakistan. And they had, the Awami League and the hardliners, they had stopped the supplies of fresh food and rations to the cantonments, particularly Dhaka cantonment, which made the West Pakistan dominated military furious. They were furious that they were basically deprived of fresh food and vegetables and meat and milk and things like that. So they were very angry about it. And then an incident took place in Jodhpur, around 50 kilometers from Dhaka, that when a military convoy, which was led by Brigadier Jahazeb Arbab, and that military convoy consisted of West Pakistani forces, was stopped by the Bengali crowd, and there was a clash. The second incident was again in March 1971, before the military operation, when MV Swat, which was a ship and was containing supplies, military supplies from West Pakistan, when it reached the port of Chittagong, the loaders, they refused to unload, and there was a firing, and some people were killed. So the situation was very cumbersome. The situation was very dangerous. But those who are against military operation, they argue that why that option was considered in the first place. When Awami League had won the majority of the seats, then power should have been handed over, and why the National Assembly session was postponed unilaterally without taking Awami League into confidence, which was a majority party. And certainly the objectives of military operation, that we will teach Bengalis a lesson to the extent that we will change their race, we will sort them out, and the angerness, in the meantime, thousands of soldiers from West Pakistan had arrived. In the then East Pakistan, had landed in civilian clothes in Dhaka airport. So the preparations were there, but the question was basically that how can 50,000 of West Pakistani forces, they would suppress around 75 million Bengalis, and that is something which was which the military should have taken into account, that for the time being they were able to suppress them, but certainly in the month of by the month of April, the situation got controlled, and Tika Khan, who was appointed as the governor of East Pakistan, because Admiral Ahsan was recalled, Safdar Yaqub Khan was relieved of who was the chief, who was the martial law administrator, Zone B. So he was relieved of his duties. So Tika Khan, and people knew about Tika Khan, and he said that I want land, I don't want people. And when General Niazi was appointed as the martial law administrator, Zone B, so he said that and his very vulgar jokes and his the way or the manner in which he used to boost that I will change the race of Bengalis. So that is something which we have to understand, that 45,000-50,000 of West Pakistani forces and around 500,000 non-Bengalis, how they were able to basically control the situation, and that is something what happened, that the military operation was counterproductive. The local people got alienated because of large scale killings which took place over there, and the loyalty of each and every Bengali was suspected, and that is what has been written by G.W. Chaudhary, who was the federal minister during Yahya Khan's government, about in his book The Last Days of United Pakistan. So in the end, I would say that the decision to launch the military operation shouldn't have been taken, and certainly efforts in good faith and magnanimity should have been made from both sides. Even Sheikh Mujibur Rahman should have been flexible. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's attitude had become very rude and arrogant after winning elections, and Bhutto, of course, we know very well that his main aim was to get power, and there was one country and there were two contenders for Prime Minister. And when military operation took place, the night of the military operation, March 25th, 26th, so Mr. Bhutto, he witnessed from Intercontinental, from his own room, I think at 15th floor or 16th floor, and when he reached West Pakistan, Karachi airport the next day, the first sentence which he uttered, "Thank God Pakistan is saved." So that is something which particularly contributed, which augmented the separation of East Pakistan and the creation of Bangladesh. Thank you very much.